16 teams began the Pro D2 season. Only 4 remain, and only 1 can make it through to the promised land of the top 14. Both semi-finals are live. Thursday night, it's Sam Davies' Grenoble against Tamana Harrison, George North and Jimmy Gopperth's Provence. This was a reversal of the playoff match last year, where Provence hearts were broken at home. They will be out for revenge. This one should be spicy. I'll be live with Joe Worsley from 7:50 p.m. UK and Ireland time for an 8 p.m. kickoff. But Joe Worsley will not be your analyst on Friday night because he's on coaching duty with Brive, who host Montauban. Yes, Courtney Laws enters the playoffs. And he's not the only British and Irish line you can enjoy, because alongside me, Dan Bigger. Yeah, you heard, Dan Bigger. By the end of Friday night, we'll know who will be in the Pro D2 final, a game you can, of course, see here on FR UK Rugby for free on Saturday, the 7th of June, because we're nice like that. It's got to be worth it and subscribe for, hasn't it? Welcome back to FR UK Rugby, the home of French rugby in the UK and Ireland, where we are broadcasting Pro D2, not just as we follow one team through to the top 14 this season, right through to the grand final on June the 7th, but all of next season as well. And yeah, news has been spreading about that. And if that's why you're here, awesome. Hit subscribe. And most importantly, join us on Thursday and Friday night this week for the semi-finals, where Joe Worsley's Brive enter the fray, just as the lights at the Stade Amédée Domenech go off. Joe, I mean, it's a Sunday as we're recording this. No rest for the wicked.
No, because the professional game over here, everyone gets in the same room and decides what to do together. The second division play on Thursday and Friday night, and that leaves the weekend for the top 14. And that results in training day being on Sunday. So we train Sunday, Monday and Wednesday, a bit of Thursday. Right,
we'll come to your team in a minute. Because you're playing on the Friday night. Let's throw our attention to the first game that's coming live, which I'll be delighted to say Joe will be still there, able to give his thoughts as the match is unfolding between Grenoble and Aix-en-Provence, who came through their barrage match. Grenoble, top of the table. What got them that top spot ahead of you?
They're an all-court team. They got a good defence, good pressure game. Their attack's been very good this year. Their attack is still top of the league, despite Colomiers, who lost in the barrage, is having a better second half of the season. Grenoble have been the team that have put the most points on average during the season. So that's their biggest strength. But they're a bit of an all-court team. They're good at all aspects of the game. They can play really quickly. They can speed up play, which we've looked at in France as being like one of the key DNA parts of the game here, and they're very good at doing that. They were very unlucky to lose to Montpellier last year in the playoff to get into the top 14, and they've carried on their good form and been fantastic this year.
And in terms of kind of UK interest, Sam Davies, I mean, it'd be easy to make a case that he is the best available Welsh fly half.
Yeah, he's been very impressive in this league. It'd be great seeing that back in a Welsh shirt. I'm not sure why he left. I'm not sure the ins and outs of that one. But considering the problems they had in certain positions in Wales during the last year, it's surprising that he's not someone who's called on to help out. But I think with the rules they have, it's maybe impossible, I think.
Well, you know what? This game's going to be broadcast on FR UK Rugby in Wales. So, you know, the Welsh coaches can have a proper look at Sam Davies on the channel. Make sure they join us. But what was I going to say? Yeah, Aix-en-Provence, they will have no shortage of motivation for this game, because it was they finishing top of the pile in the regular season, who then lost to Grenoble at this stage, like a total reversal of where we're at now.
Oh, completely. They've got a big budget. It's actually bigger than Grenoble's, and it buys you power, like we talked about. The reason they beat Angoulême in that match, and they're going to take that power and good squad up to Grenoble and give them. I'm sure it's going to be a battle, because at the end of the game last year, the head coach was so livid with their fans. Oh my God, here we go again.
That's fine.
It's going to happen. How many times is it going to happen?
Well, a couple more yet, mate. It's good. Just making sure you get your daily steps in, up and out your chair.
Yeah, last year the head coach was livid with the way their fans ran on the pitch. He felt them disrespectful. Some Riso gave him some grief then. I think one of their players actually said, which is very rare to happen, the Colombian player who maybe hasn't been media trained yet.
Andres Zafra.
Yeah, he said, yeah, we're definitely going there for revenge. Can't wait for it. So that's going to be a spicy match.
Cannot wait for that. That is Thursday night. The game will kick off at 8 o'clock. 10 to 8, we'll get our coverage underway. And Joe obviously has to be diplomatic because he's hoping, if Friday night goes the way Joe and his all his colleagues hope, hoping he'll be facing the winner. So obviously I'm not going to put you in a position, an awkward position, Joe. But I will say that one's going to be an absolute banger of a match. And exactly as Joe just touched on, the spice from last season will be a lot of those guys from Provence are still part of that team, and it will be personal. And the fans is going to be I don't know I can't visualize in my mind how easy it is for fans of Provence to get to Grenoble.
It's actually pretty easy. There's a motorway goes straight up past Avignon up to Lyon. So I think it would only be a couple of hours drive for Aix-en-Provence to Lyon, to Lyon. Then Grenoble's another half hour from there. So that's
going to be a tasty atmosphere. I do, but personally, from what I've seen this season, I do think just that little sprinkling of class from Grenoble in some key positions and a home crowd might just get them through. But that's going to be an ace one to watch. Absolutely brilliant. And then that will set us up for Friday night, where Joe will not be available. And I don't want to say who is in the hot seat until it's
when you announce
signed, sealed, and delivered.
It's pretty exciting, though. I hope
he
comes through. That'd be awesome.
I'll say exciting, Joe. This is how this is the level we're at now, mate. And obviously this will mean nothing to you as you're watching, but just keep your eyes peeled for the person that's going to be alongside me calling this game for you on Friday night. But what's the? So you've all been in at the club, stashed up, and what is training looking like over the next few days?
It's following our usual process. Obviously, it's money time, so there's that more pressure on it, and people will deal with that. But listen, we're not going to radically change what we do now. We've been going for 10, 11 months already, so we don't need to overdo it. Just need to get it right. Get the guys prepared correctly and in the right space mentally, and let it rip Friday.
We know you were at the Brive training ground the other night when that game was on, where Montauban got that last minute winner, and the players and families were around. What was it like? What was the vibe amongst the Brive lot after that game? Enjoy the match?
Yeah, people are very excited because we have to wait and watch. Waiting and watching is not that much fun. You want to get on with it. This game seems so far away, despite only being another week to have to wait. Seeing other teams play that you're meant to be playing against at some points a bit frustrating. You want to get on with it. But yeah, that was that kind of feeling coming out of it. Impatience.
And you were obviously calling the game and watching it. So what was your sort of big takeaways about the qualities of Montauban?
All year, they've been a fantastically motivated team who have pressured the opposition, defended really well, and they play well in the chaotic situations. They've got some really good players on the team that can do, like Bosviela. They've got several players up front who can do very special things, and the centres are good. They've got a good back three, so it's a really rounded team, and it's going to be very difficult to play against them next week.
One of the things I noticed was what Jerome Bosviel said at the end of the game, which he said, "We go to Brive with no pressure." It felt to me like and obviously there's only so much you can say about this, but my perspective was we could be talking in a week's time that game away at their Colomiers, their local rivals, beating third, was the final for Montauban. That would be my take on it, which I know obviously you can't and won't comment on.
No, he's probably referring to the Colomiers were the favourites, so Montauban went there really with no pressure in that situation as well. And despite, after 10 minutes, it looking ominous, being 17-0 down, they just fought back, and that just shows their character. And I'm 100% sure they'll be bringing that same character and strength, mental strength to Brive.
Now, I guess one of the things that as a coach and as a group, you've got, one of the challenges for you is to hit the ground running on Friday night, because as you've already mentioned on the channel, you rested a few players in the last league game of the season. You've had to sit and watch this last week. So I guess it's a challenge, a danger, something I'm sure everyone's wary of, that you've got to be match ready from minute one.
Yeah, exactly. So getting training to the correct intensity so we don't injure anyone, yet make sure they're as well prepared as they can be for this game. So when that first tackle goes in, when that first kickoff and the chase happens, everyone's ready and raring to go without any hangover from having not played for 2 weeks. Oh my God. Here we go.
This will be the last one, Joe. Go on. Up you go.
Oh, harder to move that
Has there felt like there's an extra energy?
Yeah, for sure. In town, flags are already going up. Everyone's stopping me in the street and asking me about it. So, yeah, the excitement's certainly ramping up in Brive, that's for sure.
Well, obviously, it's broadcast over there. Do people know what's going on with it being broadcast in the UK? Like, what does Courts think of that and stuff? The fact that there's presumably that must be pretty cool for them that people back at home can watch this game.
Yeah, one of his friends called him about the semi-final we showed last week, the first one, Provence, against Angoulême, and this big hand came on my shoulder, turned me around and said, great news, you got it going finally, which is great. So he's looking forward to watching some of it, some live games. So yeah, he's excited about it.
Well, he'll be hoping to watch, Courtney's mate will be hoping to watch him a couple of times. Obviously that depends on how things go in Brive on Friday night, but we will be there for that one. Special guest alongside me, to be confirmed. Thursday night, Joe Worsley will be there for the other semi-final, and absolutely cannot wait for it. I hope you're going to join us for it, and so hit subscribe on the channel. We will get that little notification up of the live video coming, so you can just go and hit a little remind me button on that one, so that you get it'll pop up on your phone when we go live and remind you that it's happening, so you don't miss it on Thursday night. When frankly, Thursday night, no other rugby on, so get it on. Joe, are you like as I speak now? It must be 7 o'clock there in France on a Sunday night.
Yep, that's why I'm in this place on my own. This is normally the busiest part, where people pouring through from the change rooms, the salle de musculation, or the meeting room, or out onto the pitch. So it's dead because everyone's gone home. It's just me and this light which keeps turning on and off. If I know you, Joe Worsley, you'll be off to go and find something to eat. So I've already bought a rotisserie chicken at 12 o'clock today, with sautéed potatoes and a mushroom dish, which is going to be devoured pretty much. Right. As soon as I get away from it. I'm not going to let you wait any longer for those calories. Nice one. We'll see you on Thursday night. All right, catch you later.